find what I find funny is I was looking for a road rage article or any kind of article that explained why people just drive like assholes. And I type in road rage, and then the first result in Google is the city of Taylor, and that's Taylor, Michigan. Which I didn't grow up there. I grew up not far from there. I grew up just south of Detroit here, downriver. Had some family in Detroit, but you gotta think about like as a teenager, where most of my road rage experiences happened. It was probably in Taylor, on Telegraph Road. There's many assholes I've encountered on Telegraph between I don't know Eureka and Goddard, maybe that strip. Just some very aggressive people that, um, yeah, man, taking me back to the old days. I wasn't even talking about this morning because I always compare and contrast my experiences of driving in like Chicago versus Detroit. And like the traffic's so bad in Chicago, I feel like people understand that by not letting people over just makes the whole situation significantly worse. And everyone understands that there's a hell of a lot of traffic, and if we're just assholes, then it's going to be gridlock. And I'm always amazed when I'm in Chicago for how bad the traffic is. When I turn my turn signal on, the person behind me more time, not always, there's definitely assholes there too, but more times than not, the person behind me will brake and let me get over, especially when you're getting onto a freeway or you got to make an interconnect. Um, and then I get back to Michigan, and it's like as soon as I start getting back to the Metro Detroit area, it's almost like you can't even put your turn signal on. If you're on the freeway and you put your turn signal on, people will speed up because they can't handle you getting in front of them for whatever fucking reason that is. It must be the tiny bit of control that they feel. Um, Maybe that's the only control they have in their own life is to dictate whether or not someone can get in their lane. You see what I said? That quote unquote their lane. They own the fucking lane. That's the only thing they control in their life, and they're going to control it for the few minutes that they're going to spend on the freeway today. But it's infuriating because it just happens everywhere around here. And then when I go driving more congested cities, it's like it's not that the people are nicer. I think that they understand the concept of a zipper merge, for example, or the fact that if we just keep blocking everybody, that everything just comes like gridlock. But here's like one of those, what was it 2 days ago? I don't know what today is, Tuesday, so Sunday. Ran out in the morning. I'm not a speed demon. I'm not gonna do five under though. Maybe allegedly I might do like five over, let's say. But I'm not like it depends what car I'm driving, right? I'm driving differently based on my vehicle. I drive my truck a lot. It's a lifted diesel truck, not meant to be a speed demon. And I tend to be more cautious because I live in the middle of nowhere and it's like crazy deer season right now. So I'm not trying to do 20 over and blow up a deer and like kill myself. But let's just say that I'm doing somewhere near the speed limit, and you got that asshole that's got to run right up on your bumper, and then they start drifting out to the left side, the driver's side, to see if there's someone in front of you blocking, slowing everything down. And in this case, there's like six fucking cars ahead of me. You're not going anywhere, okay? And then even if you are, there's a two light combo that you're gonna catch. This person's like every 30 seconds they're drifting over, and it's like, why do you gotta be that asshole? I can't go any faster, and even if I could, the fact that you're being a prick, I'm probably gonna go about 5 miles an hour slower now, and it's like I feel like every day it gets worse because I feel like people are either getting dumber less impatient or more entitled. Like they feel like, well, I'm not a religious person. What was it? Moses parted the Red Sea or some shit that saying is. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. Only thing the only religious belief I have is in tacos. Um, they feel like the roads should part for them, and they should be able to blaze down them uninterrupted, because we should all be thankful that they are behind us and breathing the same air. And it's like, why do you gotta do that? It's the most annoying fucking thing on the planet. And it's like, where are you going? It's like, are you late for work? Did you forget to pick your kid up from school? Or are you just impatient? Or did you just. Let's take emergencies out of the picture. I would say a lot of the time it's just people suck at punctuality. They can't get their shit ready on time. They're always running late. They can't manage their time. And then they want to get out on the road and then drive like assholes and screw up everyone else's day because they're running behind. Then you got the people that are just the psychopaths. And, I've had people that, because I wasn't doing 20 miles an hour over. And once they do get around you, they pull up next to you, they're honking, waving their fist, making the slasher thing like across their throats, like they're gonna slit your throat. Like I ran into some batshit crazy people out there. And there's two things I learned in life. One, you never know who you're fucking with in the other car. And I laugh because I've had people get out of the car on me sometimes. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, unless they got a weapon on them, like I'm a big dude. I'm the size of a linebacker. I grew up in a place where you got in quite a few street fights and shit. I'm gonna have some fun if I step out of the car. But I'm too old for that shit now. I'm talking about back in the day. But I'm looking at this dude, and he looks like he just got out of his accounting job at Ford Motor Company. These people that get out and it's like, oh my god, unless you got a weapon on you, you're gonna get like beat. And I'm staying in my car, like I ain't fucking with these psychopaths. It's like, why are you getting out of the car? What if I had a gun? What if I had a knife? What if I had a bat? Likewise, they could have a weapon too, which is why I don't fuck with nobody. You just don't know who you're fucking with. But people, they don't care. They get rage, and they don't think like that. And I always tell where I come from, you never fucked with the guys in the big trucks, and never would I ever growing up. I would never fuck with those guys. They were all, who knows if they had guns, bats, weapons, sticks. They'd probably come out and beat you with a hammer. You never fuck with those guys. And I was in the car wash one day, and these two young teenagers, 16 years old. This is what I'm gonna tell parents: teach your kids to keep their mouth shut. They were coming out the wrong way, but I was blocking them. And one of the kids yelling out the window or something at me. And I'm in the right lane because I know I'm in the right lane because it's the only lane that I can be in. But they were trying to go out like a one-way area. This kid's yelling at me, and I yelled something very unfriendly out the window. And then they both kind of froze, and they realized they fucked up. And I'm like, where I came from, you learn to have respect really quick. If you did that shit where I came from, you're going to get stomped out. You're going to get stomped out. You're going to get beat. You're going to get beat with something, stabbed, or shot. But we're out in a little bit, wealthier neighborhood, and these kids probably never encountered that shit. It's like, your parents need to teach you some general fucking respect, because you pull that shit in the wrong place, and it's going to end. You're going to get hurt, man. But I realized this shit kind of stems with our parents. We don't teach our kids to have respect. We don't teach our kids to have patience. I used to get mad myself when I was younger. You get behind someone and they're older and you get mad, speed up, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm like, shit, man. You see someone 75 years old and they're driving slow? It doesn't matter. I'm happy for them because I'm sitting there thinking, I hope I'm still able to drive around when I'm 75, no matter how slow. Being stuck in the house sounds miserable to me. So it's now I've turned that into you grow up and you mature, right? But it's damn, I want to be 70, 75, 80 years old and still out driving. Good for them. Good for you. the old you when you're younger, it's like, ah, hurry up, and you're honking, old people, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, there's been so many times I've encountered these assholes lately. And I know with COVID and everything, the world's a little angrier, a little tougher, a little more fed up. But it's like, you're watching more and more road rage happen. I'm watching the news. There's more and more shootouts happening on the freeways around here. Everywhere I go, I feel like people are driving like assholes. Um, there's no common courtesy anymore. No one wants to let you over. Like, you're just better off not turning your turn signal on and changing lanes. Like, I know it's illegal, and I'm not telling you to do that, but that's just how it feels. Because the second you turn your turn signal on, someone will shoot up right next to you to not let you over, just so they can be an asshole for a minute. And it's like, well, this is the world going. It's not going to be a fun place. People used to want to be nice, I guess, at some point. Now it's there's some kind of great incentive to be an asshole, and then they'll go on social media and post it. I was such a savage today, and I wouldn't let this guy over. Ha ha ha! It's like, oh man, if that's the kind of shit you're looking for to feel good about your life, I feel sorry for you. But anyways, if you got a funny road rage story, drop a comment below. Better yet, if you have a funny story about somebody eating something and driving, this is another one I wanted to do. In the last couple of years, I've seen like people eating a bowl of cereal and I think a bowl of soup. Like the type of shit that takes two hands and they're driving with their knee. I'm like, man, that takes a lot of skill to pull something. Like, I was jealous. I'm like, damn, that's really good. But yeah, if you got a funny story about seeing someone that is shaving while driving or eating a bowl of cereal or like something funny, like maybe some sushi and some chopsticks, like drop that comment below. I always find those pretty amusing myself. But anyways, that's all I got for now. Be kind out on the road. Let people over. Don't be assholes. Anyways, I'll catch you on the next one.